dreading making this video because I don't exactly have good news for you. The last time I saw you guys, it was May 30th, and it is now July 1st. 6 weeks ago, I set a countdown to summer weight loss challenge, experimenting with the OMAD diet, which is 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting. My previous vlogs covers the first 10 days of what was set to be a 30-day challenge, ending on the first day of summer. In those 10 days, I lost exactly 5 pounds, eating 1 healthy meal a day and exercising at least 20 minutes. Since then, I have continued filming my day-to-day, eating 1 meal a day. Unfortunately, after those 10 days is where I began to be consistently inconsistent. My weight was going up and down, up and down, up and down. And the reason for this is just that life happened. Is the middle of summer the best time to start a semi-strict weight loss challenge? Probably not. Summer is usually a very social time with a lot of big eating and drinking holidays, and this was definitely true for me. For example, we went to a baby shower and we were having cocktails and fried chicken and pizza. And Father's Day, it was my husband's first Father's Day. We celebrated with my parents, my grandpa, grandma, and 2 aunts, and we were having wine and champagne and cake and appetizers, and yeah. And then our friend from Portland visited, so we were kind of partying with him. And then I had a college girlfriend from New York City visit, and she had just gotten engaged a few days prior. So we were celebrating, we went out to dinner and had cocktails and dessert. Could I have resisted dessert? Sure, but I hadn't seen my girlfriend in 2 years. We're celebrating her engagement. We're obviously getting the chocolate mousse cake and 2 different types of ice cream. So basically, I went rogue. On top of not making the most healthy decisions for my meals, I wasn't exercising much. The reason for that is I was just exhausted. I previously talked about how my 8-month-old hadn't been sleeping through the night, and not only not sleeping through the night, not even close to sleeping through the night, waking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times over the night. And I was responding to her every single time she cried, either feeding her or comforting her. And after 8.5 months, I hit a point where my body just became a shell of a person. It got to the point where I was nervous doing everyday things like driving. I was nervous to make a decision while I was driving. I would have to think about it twice because I was so tired. I was nervous to hold my baby as I walked down the stairs because I didn't trust my limbs to make one step at a time. And because of that sleep deprivation, I didn't have the energy to exercise, and I didn't have the mental energy to make healthy decisions. Finally, my last excuse is that I had a lot of personal projects going on. All 3 of them were painting projects. I showed you guys the beginning of my Father's Day gift for Derek, the tree painting. I finished that, and I finished a dog painting for my friend Brandon that came in from Portland. And finally, I did a Step Brothers parody painting, which is for Derek's birthday gift, which is next week. Here's a look at those paintings. I finished Derek's Father's Day gift. I'm so happy with the way it came out. And on the back, I printed one of our wedding photos. We got married in Maui. And then this is a gift for our friend Brandon. This is his Rottweiler dog named Dragon. And then in the background, I did rainbow peppers, which a couple summers ago he grew himself. edges are pretty cool. And then finally, this is Derek's birthday gift. It's him and his best friend Nicholas. And it's a Step Brothers parody painting. So to conclude, I finished the 30 days of the fasting challenge, trying my best to do 1 meal a day. There were 2 or 3 days that I didn't do 1 meal a day. Overall, I'm really proud of that. The second half of my challenge, it just wasn't inspiring. And although I continued filming, I decided ultimately that it's not worth it to post it because it's just not as inspiring footage. But I will report that within the first 20 days, I did weigh in at my lowest at 140.6, which is an entire 8 pounds since my initial weigh-in. So I'm really happy with that. If I had stayed consistent, I think I could have lost a whole 15 pounds in 30 days. I am a little bummed because my private goal was to lose 15 pounds so I could have a nice summary video for you guys and say how I lost 15 pounds in 30 days. But I still think losing 8 in 30 days is pretty good. Yeah, so if you've come here for a weight loss health channel, you are in the wrong place. Maybe if you find a different channel that inspires you, just have me on in the background because I'm here for a good cause. So anyways, I want to move on. I'm sorry that I don't have a huge success story for you. I definitely want to keep experimenting with intermittent fasting, maybe in months that make a little more sense. Here are just a couple of bullet points of a summary of intermittent fasting. It overall was a really enjoyable experience that seemed to work well for me. If I were to do another intermittent fasting challenge, I would do much less than 30 days. I would say 2 weeks would be my max of doing 1 meal a day. The most difficult part of intermittent fasting was not eating, it was not eating my cravings. So for example, my biggest cravings were like a chocolate cake and a breakfast sandwich. Basically not indulging in my cravings, that was the most difficult. The lasting effect of the challenge was it actually shrunk my stomach organ. So now that I'm back to having 3 meals a day, I'm eating much less. Like for example, if I have like a taco dinner, normally maybe I would have 4 tacos, but now I'm having 2. So that change will hopefully help me maintain a healthy weight. At the beginning, I said I was going to just do my best and be kind to myself, so I'm trying not to be too bummed that I lost less than I intended to lose. One thing I'm trying to resist is my perfectionist tendencies. For example, when I showed Derek my first couple videos, I asked for his honest feedback, and overall his feedback was great, but he said you definitely need to work on the audio and visual quality, and I totally agreed. And I explained to him that in the past I have started so many projects and not finished them, or not even starting them at all because I knew that it would be so difficult to accomplish a perfect result. And I explained that I don't want this channel to be one of those projects. I don't want that to be the case with this because this is the most important thing that I've ever set out to do. And I don't want to not be putting out videos because I didn't get a perfect, impressive result, or the audio and visuals aren't perfect, and waiting to find the most ideal equipment before I launched the channel. I wanted to resist my usual tendencies and just keep putting stuff out while I still had the fire in me. Also, thank you so much to my sister for hard launching my channel on Facebook. For a while, Derek was the only one who knew about this channel, and I wanted to wait a while before I told my friends and family about it until I had a bunch of videos to show for and I was more confident filming and everything. But talking with my parents one day, it candidly came up in conversation and it just made sense to share this with them. And then my sister shortly found out and she asked me, is it okay if I share your channel? I said, even though I was nervous, I said sure, because, you know, the quicker this channel grows, the more successful it's going to be. And I thought she would just be showing it to like her coworker or her girlfriend or whatever, but she hard launched me on her Facebook in typical Sarah fashion. I now have 12 subscribers, which I'm so grateful for. I love you guys, my first subscribers. And to be honest with you, realizing that other people besides my mom and my husband are watching me, I did start to get a little nervous, and I kind of like retracted and was like, oh, like I don't even have an Instagram or a TikTok, or I don't use Facebook. Like, is this, do I really want to be out there like that? But once I thought about it, I decided, like, yes, this is so important what you're doing, and even if you sacrifice you looking silly or like failing in a way, in the end, it's for a good cause. Yeah, so thank you to my sister for launching me. This channel is only going to do good if there's people like her and people like you, my subscribers. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything. So, yeah, I want to remember that no matter what the content is, in the end, it is for raising money for children. So I'm going to keep going, and thank you guys. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. And also, side note, good news, I showed Derek how the process of like blurring his body out in the videos, and he was like, oh, it's okay, you can show me a little bit, just don't focus on me too much in your videos. And I was like, okay, yay. So yeah, you got to see what his face looks like in my painting, and he said I can show him a little bit moving forward, so yay. But don't bother him, okay? Do not mess this up, please. Don't bother him. Don't say anything mean about him. He's perfect. Okay, I love you.